Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Yusril. Welcome back to the Outer Worlds 2, and specifically, welcome back to Central Control. I've got Tristan and Marisol in tow. We really need to get in here in order for Tristan to get some information he needs regarding the Supreme Arbiter's murder. However, given that the checkpoint up the road demanded that the Arbiters hand over all of their combat gear and then proceed up here, then I have a suspicion that what we're about to walk into is less friendly neighbourhood inquiry and more death trap. Oh well, wouldn't be the first time. Let's see, I've got the shock rifle up at the moment. Okay, we'll stick with the chain spark gun for the moment. Let's also grab the bullet blender. Okay, we'll give it a try. I have 6,823 ammunition. I have no idea what this is going to fire first, but it's going to be interesting. Also potentially hideously expensive. Hello, Warden Second Class Master. Hello?
Best turn around. Central Control's in... Wait. Orbit around? What are you doing here? I've heard a great deal regarding your exploits within the Protectorate. And it is all that prevents me from summoning the Guard.
Uh-huh.
Strict orders to arrest you on sight.
I've no desire to slay you, but if you seek to prevent me from pursuing my duties, I will have no other choice.
Let's take a step back here. Why isn't Tristan allowed? And yes, it does, doesn't it, Legolas?
Arbiter Rao did not report to the Consul's summons. Consequently, he is wanted for questioning. It is only our difference in rank that stays my hand from attempting arrest.
Okay, let's just go back the way we came. This doesn't need to come to violence.
Very well. I shall not sound the alarm. But you are still not permitted to enter this facility either through this entry or any side route. I shall be watching.
Commander, let us speak privately on our next course of action.
I'm thinking burglary.
I did not care for that exchange at all. The idea that the Consul would stymie me individually is rather disturbing.
Yep.
Regardless, we do have alternate means of ingress. I seem to recall a number of creatures bypassing the left fence through some upper path we were never able to find.
Sweet.
There's also the prisoner entrance on the right. If you're sufficiently dexterous, you may be able to bypass the safeguards to get us in.
Hello, Dumrana. Okay, so we have two possible lines of covert entry. Let's go take a look at the prisoner entrance first, although I don't for a moment believe this won't be guarded. But hey, there's no harm in having a look and, you know, maybe scraping up some easy lockpicking XP. Also, if we're going to be playing softly, let's pull out a silenced weapon. Where did my plasma pistol go? That's actually a very good question. Where has my plasma pistol gone? There's the biomass pistol. It'll do. Please don't say I accidentally sold the silenced plasma pistol. Oh no, there it is. 44 damage, triple charge. Yeah, it turns out they do the same damage, and that can quad charge. Well, it fires in a quad burst, rather. Alright, we are on goop time. Right, prisoner entrance. So, hey, turns out the prisoner entrance is a force field. Looks fairly innocuous. Engineering 11. Right, we're taking the upper route. The joys of not being able to max out skills. Excuse me. Right, some upper path they were never able to find. Well, this looks promising, doesn't it? Also incredibly obvious. How did you lot miss this? Answer, probably because it's crawling with beasties. Yeah. Bounce. Well, that looks like I should be able to make the jump, but this way looks more interesting. Also potentially rather more lethal. Bounce, bounce. Try not to die horribly. What's this stream watch streak thing? I do not know, but Twitch have been introducing a lot of things to encourage people to stay tuned in, so it's probably something on that note. Okay, we're in. We're in, and the guards are none the wiser. Right. Next priority, I think, is going to be to sneak into the main building. You know, let's journal up for a second. Side quest. Starting to find all of those lightning rod stabilizers. And here we are, casting off the veil. We need to get to the Supreme Arbiter's office without starting too much violence. Ooh. Indeed. Please don't raise any alarms. Is there another way in here? Oh. Tristan, you idiot. So one guard. How many people do you suppose have been mentally refreshed here? They are very determined over there, aren't they? Now, where are you off to in such a... He's going nowhere. I'd rather not shoot him. Okay, we've got a possible back entrance there. But the office we need to get to is in there. Please tell me there's another way besides the front door. Rather not start a gunfight, but he's not inclined to move, is he? Hopefully also incredibly gullible. Distraction grenades. Yoink. Or we just slip in the front door without anybody seeing us.
Smells like paint and agitated dust. Renovations, I surmise.
I don't. Let's hit a vent shaft before we get into any more awkward things. Of course, renovation might also mean cover up. Right, let's see. N-ray goggles on. Okay, 1 and 2. Really?
Malefactor ahead.
That elevator over there goes to the Supreme Arbiter's old office. I hope the technicians have kept it in working order.
Yeah, so do I. It's probably locked. Huh, what do you know? It is in working order. This totally isn't a trap.
I believe what we need is on that terminal. I'll see if I can find my way in.
You do that. I'm more interested in anything we can loot that's not welded down.
The terminal's locked, which is no surprise. See if you can find some method to bypass its passcode.
Okay. What do we got? I doubt she's the sort who'd keep her password in a sticky note under the desk. Nope. Guess the guards are programmed to go to anything that's not in the rules. Yeah, probably. Right, filing cabinet. Nope. Documents. Nope. Oh. An order of the ascending globe to press switch half in the vase. Right. Yoink!
Did you hear that?
Yes.
I think something may have unlocked.
Filing cabinets. Oh. Single, slightly dusty bottle of alcohol.
I think this may unlock the terminal.
Oh, right.
But the toggle mechanism appears compromised. I shall hold it. You attempt to gain access to the machine.
Right. Wires and doodads, better leave it to Tristan. Okay, fine. Hacking time, go. Oh, right. Messages from Senior Arbiter Ashton. Casualty reports plus another 2 cadres worth of arbiters. They were ambushed by a large number of ordered troops. We would still prevail on Cloister. Tristan, I met with another arbiter today. See which of your recruits has the best knack for maintaining their weapons. It was not my... May the architect grant us both peace. Right, return to root, play recording.
Consul Thoreau, I'm sure you're surprised to be receiving this message, and thus I can assume you already know my intent. Even considering aligning myself against the Sovereign is like sticking my hand in boiling oil. Yet my dead charges spur me forward. 10 scores of Arcadia's finest, at least 10 scores, died in defense of Golden Ridge. And does the region lie in our control? No. We fled like sprats, all at Varric's behest. I shall lower myself to work with you, Consul. I will help you uphold your plan to... Hold it. What in blazes? How long have you been standing there? What did you hear?
Oh. Well, that was only mildly treasonous.
Cannot believe what I heard. I cannot.
I'm sorry, that must have been hard to see.
Actually, it wasn't. Perhaps at first, until I discerned her true intentions. My mentor hated the Consul and was deeply devoted to the Sovereign. She'd never speak thus, unless she was trying to lure the Consul into a trap.
Those unable to accept the truth do often invent their own.
Denial's not just a river in Egypt.
Eminently plausible. It may be beyond you to see her machinations, but it's obvious to me that this was merely an intricate play. It's all that makes sense.
Except she was killed before she could send it. There's no elaborate play here.
It's not obvious to me. You didn't know her. Wait, do you hear that?
Yeah, we have incoming.
No combatant on my scopes.
Arbiter Rao, I finally got you. Submit quietly to the Protectorate's justice for your manifold transgressions.
Are you insane? Who are you? And on whose authority do you claim to judge me?
My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate, as you did once. Now, no questions. This is already going to be difficult enough.
Okay, this isn't an old love interest, is it?
This is not the time for your deranged jests.
Nope.
Well, that's ridiculous. My interest in Arbiter Rao is purely professional.
Aha.
This has been an unpleasant day, and my patience is gone. Your accusations are baseless, and accosting a higher-ranked arbiter is grounds for arbitration.
They're
Bullets.
far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and of hampering the Protectorate war effort.
That's a lot of accusations to throw around. Let's all calm down and discuss this.
There's no discussion to be had with criminals. I needed to see firsthand that Arbiter Rao had abandoned his station. He has, and must meet my judgment.
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from my wrath, you're sorely mistaken.
Right, Tristan, she's just following her duty like you are.
At Oculus, and again at the Vox, you showed me that the law may be interpreted. Clemency can be granted where before it would be unthinkable. Here my sense of duty clamors to be answered. But as much as it surprises me to admit it, I think you're correct. To this recruit, I've diverged from the path of righteousness. Slaying her for sincerely trying to do what is right would be a farce of justice.
Okay, so if I find some way to change her mind, you wouldn't kill her?
I would not. But I know the reality of swaying an arbiter from their chosen path. It's likely this situation may devolve into violence regardless.
Oh, great.
What is this insanity? I would never imagine an Arbiter balking from their chosen course. I had hoped Arbiter Rao would come to his senses, but obviously to no avail. I may not wish to judge him. I may not understand what has come over him. It is of no consequence. His crimes against the Protectorate are all that matters.
He spared the Sentinel bent on arresting him. Does that seem... Tell her about the collating post.
The ex-Protectorate subject there had been mentally refreshed. Killing him would have accomplished nothing, despite his crimes, as he was merely a pawn to someone else.
That's even worse than I thought. You chose not to do your duty, and expect telling me so would soften my decision to judge you?
The Supreme Arbiter taught me to follow my own sense of justice. And I have. Use your mind. Think about what I did. What you intend to do. Is this moral? Is this right?
You don't even have to answer. I can tell you know this isn't just.
But it is of no consequence. I must... Architect's mercy. I'm just not sure.
Even the Supreme Arbiter seems to have struggled.
We don't know that for certain, but to an onlooker without our knowledge, it could seem that way. And such presumed traitorousness would be very confusing.
Even the Supreme Arbiter has struggled with this? That doesn't seem possible. But I suppose there's no way to ask her now. I shall trust your words. Consider my hand stayed. I can see that judging Tristan would only rob the Protectorate of another of its servants. It seems I must reflect on this matter.
I'm glad we got that sorted.
It would appear we're in agreement. Neither of us shall raise a hand against the other. I'm pleased.
Wasn't expecting such a mature resolution from our little arbiter. I'm impressed. And not even in a backhanded compliment sort of way.
Way.
So, what course of action do we take now?
Okay, Tristan, any words of wisdom?
It's important for an arbiter to use their forebrain. Next time you encounter something as strange as a loyal arbiter diverging from the path of righteousness, investigate. You may find more questions than answers.
Hey Gex, thank you for the sub and those facial expressions.
Best we can.
I think it might just be her.
We might serve Arcadia.
Uphold justice in my way. I'll attempt to remember that, Arbiter Rao. Thank you.
Glory to the Protectorate, Junior Arbiter. Make me proud.
Okay, well we sorted that without violence.
Resolve that altercation peaceably. Robbing Arcadia of an enthusiastic recruit would have given me little joy.
Appreciate you using your forebrain for a change.
Ouch.
No, I'd even venture to say she reminded me just a little of myself as a lad.
Hard to imagine you as a bright-eyed recruit.
I assure you, I was once there. Any arbiter of note must build their character on a foundation of enthusiasm.
And bodies.
All this excitement did not make me forget the confession on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I have to bring it to Virgil. Together, we can discover exactly what transpired.
You know you're lying to yourself. Okay, where does this come from?
Have you lived all your life within the Protectorate? No. What do you know about what makes an Arbiter? I refuse to question the Supreme Arbiter, just as I refuse to cast every belief I hold dear into the mud. Push me no more.
Okay.
I don't know what to make of this. Together we'll figure out what to do. I'll message him when we return to the ship. Hopefully he shall respond. Quickly.
Yeah, she wasn't faking, was she? What's this? Number of votes. Deciphering the plan. Defense. This was a scarlet. So once I argue with the book's authors, okay. Laws of the Protectorate. This book is incredibly heavy. Alright. And, oh, well, I suppose volumes 1 to 113. Hard-pressed viticulture for the hard-pressed wine enthusiasts. Does not appear to have ever been opened. I see. Well, she wasn't much of a drinker then. Anything else of interest back here? Not hugely. Okay, we can't get this open. Hang on. Anyways, is there a switch connecting this? No, there is not. Pity. Okay. We are exiting, hopefully discreetly. There's a bunker mech down there with 5,000 health points and a ton of armor. I really don't want to annoy it. Tippy toes, tippy toes. Back out the way we came.
The system abides.
At least in theory. Okay, and our patrolling guard is still where he was. We should be able to just slip out the far corner without raising any alarms. Careful. Of course, now how we get back out the front gate's another matter entirely. Can we climb over that? Maybe. Maybe. We might get lucky and be able to exit this way. No violence. No alarms. Everyone's happy. Maybe. Come on. Seriously? Come on. Bounce. There. Ah, there we go. And we're out. Okay. That was nice and simple. Bounce. Okay, back to the ship. See what Virgil has to say once we're back at the incognito. We actually got through a mission without killing anybody. Woohoo! Alright, wait to hear from Virgil. Might have to travel a few times before he comes back to us on that one. Alright, what else is on the to-do list? Okay, we need to find the Product Refinement Center on Praetor and resolve the strikes. I didn't think there were any ACS choices. Huh. Actually, now I am genuinely confused. I did not think there were any ACS facilities on Praetor. I thought it was purely a Protectorate world. Alright, Tristan, stay home. We'll bring Inez along for this one since this is an Auntie gig. Alright, so where is the strike? 423 meters. Oh, right. Oh. There are Auntie facilities. Oh, okay, fine. Wonders will never cease. What's the quickest way down from here? Probably actually bother to call the elevator. If we're really lucky, we find a couple more of the lightning terminals. Gangdoon. Alright, let's go and wriggle on. I wonder if this is...
where we're going? Don't exactly look safe.
Go there. Approach the gate and identify yourself if you're looking for access.
What's an order exponent doing here? Ah, we found the grounding station. Okay, fine. Come back to that once we've dealt with the lightning towers. Oh. Well, it's not quiet, but it certainly did the deed on damage. I think I have a new favourite toy. Yeah, I definitely have a new favourite toy. Might want to see if I can tweak it a little, but who's that? Corporate Fix. Okay, that's some of Auntie's heavy mob. And there are drop pods dotted around. Why are there drop pods dotted around? Crude biomass. Nil else of note. Alright, let's wriggle in and see what's going down. Hi, everybody.
You're about to enter territory controlled by Auntie's choice. Act accordingly, or you'll end up as close friends with the inside of a raptidon.
Works for me. A head Gorvid researcher. Hi.
You came from outside the camp, didn't you? Do you have a minute to take a job? For science, of course.
Of course.
Interesting work, or was the allure of helping to advance science and being paid for it too much to resist? I'll get right to it then. I need someone to bring me a Gorvid egg.
What do you need the egg for?
I'm a head biological researcher doing some fascinating and mighty important work with Gorvids. I sent my assistant off to the north with a tracking device, hoping he'd lay hands on a Gorvid egg. I
He's dead.
desperately need that egg for my research. Could you bring me one? Oh, and bring back my assistant too, if you find him with all his pieces still stuck together. He ain't much good for assisting in research if he's all torn up. Sound
Okay.
reasonable?
Sounds reasonable. A few
Ask
questions.
A little free information is a small price to pay.
Why an egg?
Excellent question. There is some special process inside the egg that happens just before hatching. I need to watch this in a lab, then swoop in at the last second and dissect it.
And more information on
Do they have
Gorvids.
chickens where you're from?
Lightless birds, mostly harmless, taste delicious.
Gorvids and chickens are very alike, except Gorvids are big, strong as an automech, absolutely deadly, and will happily murder you given a chance. Likely still tasty, though.
So, not actually like chickens then.
Something else, then?
Okay. What about your
I
assistant?
sent him off with a tracking device to find a Gorvid egg. He might be out of his depth. Can you find him and bring him and the egg, or at least the egg, back for me?
Okay, where roughly did you send your assistant off to?
We found signs of Gorvid activity. I sent him off in hopes he could put a tracker on a Gorvid. Then we could follow it back to its nest. Should be just north from here.
He's dead, isn't he?
Almost definitely a lethal encounter with a Gorvid, ending in brutal dismemberment.
Yep.
That's what happened to my other 5 assistants.
What?
I know. You're absolutely right. I should have held one back to do all the grunt work. Now I have to take apart my own research station. What was I thinking? Something else?
Okay, okay. Yeah, I can handle that for you.
Wait to get started on that egg.
Right. Yeah, Auntie's workplace safety. Nope, not even once. More Gorvid Pro.
Half the corpses in here end up as Raptidon chow. Yes.
Only half.
I spent some time as a Raptidon training assistant. If I get my final severance pay in this war, will one of the Raptidons I trained eat me?
Probably.
Wait, stop! I don't want to listen to you jaw about this.
Well, maybe it'll be Ripper or Little Chompy.
Stop!
Okay, let's go break this strike. Or at least peaceably resolve it. Peaceably resolving is preferable. Alright, Auntie's Fine Product Revitalization Center. All completely deserted. Accommodations are debatable. As you'd expect, this is Auntie's after all. Don't ask, just don't ask. Okay. Well, I guess we know why... Right.
Saw something like this just before Auntie's Choice took over Tau Ceti. Didn't end well for the bosses, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, hi.
Keep the chanting going. I can see the overseer up in her office. And we're definitely making her miserable. Welcome, fellow disgruntled worker. Can't say I recognize you. You come from a different plant to support our cause?
I'm actually here to talk to the Overseer.
That spiteful little cur. She's up in her office imagining new ways to make us miserable.
Uh-huh.
But you're gonna need to find a different way in. She's locked the doors to keep us out. Honestly, we just want to eat, sleep, and relieve ourselves on a reasonable schedule. But the damn Overseer, I think she's getting rich off of breaking our backs.
Okay, so I need to have a look at the books for this plant.
I ain't sure how you're gonna get in. This door is barred from the inside, and I don't think there's another way in on the ground floor.
Uh-huh. Well, there are always opportunities. Or there's a vent, or there's a maintenance hatch.
Feels less like an overt labor negotiation and more like a covert assassination operation. Of course, I'm fine with either, dear.
You would be. Right. Anybody... Okay, that's probably the supervisor's office. Yeah. So, relabelization overseer. Griggs wants to be an Etherwave star. We've got the strikers out front. Doesn't look like there's anything else going on here. Right, let's have a look at the rest of this place first. Rehydrated water. Product relabeling. Purpleberry crunch. Hang on, what's this? Packaging stamper appears to be jammed. Unjam the machine with pure brawn or resilience to unjam it. Interesting. Rehydrated water, paint. Okay, Somebody watch the door. Yoink. Okay. What have we got here? Non-corp conductive deluxe corporate drone armor. Well, I was hoping for incriminating dirt, but honestly, a selection of ammunition and weapons will do very, very nicely indeed. Yoink. Nobody saw that. I actually thought it was going to be the bath. Really, I just shut that. I actually thought it was going to be the bathrooms. Speaking of, where are the bathrooms? Heavy hitter armor. This is all stealable, but yeah. No more peeing in box. Wow. Okay. She has actually been running this place like a slave camp, hasn't she? Anything up there? Nope, not seeing much of interest. Okay, let's have a sweep round the upper level. Can't believe I'm losing on Adrena time in Auntie Fizzo's numb run. Okay, stab matrix, bypass shunts, and oh hello. Right, relabelization overseer Griggs. Messages. What do you mean they stopped working? I was confused on alarm to receive your message. Did Gorvins rip everyone's arm off? Okay, so Pendergrass really doesn't know what a strike is. Okay, it's been a full week. Nowhere in the illustrious history of Auntie's Choice has one of Auntie's plants ever ground to a halt for a week. Even the outbreak of necrotic crabble cankers at our immunotherapy factory only slowed production 2 shifts a day. Get this uprising sorted. Pendergast really wants this dealt with, doesn't he? Enough of your ineptitude. We're sending a specialist. Were you, I'd expect disciplinary action. Meantime, we're sending disruption ameliorator to untangle your bungling. Pray they can sort it out. Okay, so that means he's sending us. Ah, welcome back, Dunrada. Right. Oh, this is I've lost my connection. Otterwell has apparently conked it. Somehow I need to have that stuff shipped here without it being on Auntie's books. Maybe find them in the bottom row. Why aren't these sad sacks using more? Okay. My vending machine profits from Adrena time aren't what they should be. No good for my bottom line. Okay, so she was drugging the workforce. And the claim is sending some specialist ingrates to get work. If they kill my grifting, I'll never retire. Aha. Right, well, I think we know how this is going to play, don't we?
Turning this labor negotiation into a liquidation job, dear. Just say the word.
It's a possibility. By the sound of it, Pendergast wouldn't care if we did. Alright, let's go have this conversation. And, you know, a healthy dose of blackmail. Hi. Yes, good little doggo. You wait there. Safe key. She's gonna see me if I try this. Hello, little doggo. Right, let's talk.
Welcome to Auntie's Fine Product Revitalization Center, where we create tomorrow's brands today. I assume you are the disruption ameliorator from home office? It was about damn time you got here. This labor stoppage has put us almost a full week behind schedule, and is making me look quite the fool.
Something tells me you already looked like that before you were behind schedule.
Unsophisticated, impertinent, dim-witted. You'll fit right in with my peons. So, maybe it'll make sense to you when they babble about basic dignity and human rights. It should go without saying that such flights of fantasy have no place inside Auntie's Choice. And if we were still in Tau Ceti, they would face grave consequences.
I reckon she's got her wires crossed. Basic dignity is what Auntie's Choice promised us when we signed up, so long as we were good at our work. And while we might have faced grave consequences back on Tau Ceti, it was under old management, who were trounced rather thoroughly in the end, I might add.
Nevertheless, here We must focus on getting these ingrates back to work and remind them that they're damn lucky to have Auntie's choice to dedicate their lives to.
Wow.
Absolutely. These lugs have been positively exalted in the good fortune of rising to their limited station within the meritocracy that Auntie has derived for us.
I already want to shoot her in the face.
Suffering under the yoke of a sovereign's rule, or floundering at the ridiculous direction of those claiming to know the future by way of math? No. Only within Auntie's choice can these drudges achieve genuine prominence. If they exhibit excessive dedication, they may even earn some modicum of the success I have enjoyed.
Well, that's horrifying. How do I fit into all this?
You're asking me? That clearly is your domain. Running this invaluable facility on Auntie's behalf is mine. As a managerial administrativist,
yeah.
When I say I, it is critical that you understand that as director of this facility, I should effectively be treated as though I were an executive. Is that clear?
What's clear is it was actual Auntie's Choice executives that sent me here.
Well, there's no call for rudeness. It's unnecessary, unprofessional, and distracts us from the important business that I have the direct authority to dispatch you upon. This plant relabels dated items with new Auntie's Choice trademarks and slogans. It is critical to keeping revitalized products on the shelf for consumers hungry for something new. So, the workers may be unhappy, but they must realize their comfort is a distant second to Auntie's delivery schedule. Or in short, they need to get back to work.
Okay, how do I solve this?
My workers are striking people now? How very alarming. We must resolve this before things get even further out of hand. They've appointed some kind of leader, and he's the one you have to talk to. His name is, Dummy? No, that's not right. Dunce? Dummer. Dumbly? Dunbar. It's Dunbar.
You don't know his name. You have this small of a crew and you don't know their names.
If I'm honest, my gaze is purely focused up the ladder, not down it. I am a very important upper, middle, lower manager, and the way I advance that status scantily involves learning the names and faces of my peons.
So their only value is to make you look good.
Their value is in providing their minuscule contribution to this mighty and prestigious corporation. And by providing their maximal effort, they allow me to ascend, vacating this position so that one of their undistinguished masses can fill it, thereby becoming distinguished.
Thanks for reminding me why the Earth Directorate needs to keep corporations in check.
Well, that's all fine and good in your system. But here in Arcadia, it is Auntie's needs we cater to. And right now, her need is you convince Dumbly Dunbar to get back to work. I believe he has demands, but I can't be bothered to remember what they were. They alter the generous terms Auntie offers, and so are egregious and should be rejected. You will find him up on the landing pad with some of his minions. Go help him understand the situation so everyone can get back to work. That clear?
So you're offering them nothing. That makes my job exceedingly... Well, actually, it makes my job exceedingly easy.
Yes, well, I'm sure you'll manage. Auntie has faith in you, therefore I shall too. Best of luck to you. Remember that your actions don't just reflect on you, you are also representing me, which is to say, you are also representing Auntie. Do us proud.
Right, let's go find out what these demands are, shall we? And then if I'm completely candid, let them have all of them. Right, landing pad. There we go.
I ain't aiming to seem rude, but I got a lot to deal with right now. Unless this is mighty important, I'll respectfully ask to be left to my business.
Your business is why I'm here.
Settle my complaints? How exactly you planning that?
By listening.
Auntie's got to prioritize worker prosperity over productivity. What we've got now is poor labor retention techniques. What's going on is remind me again?
An inhospitable occupational environment that ignores worker safety and health concerns.
Uh-huh. So your complaints are that you're being undervalued, unsupported, and mistreated.
Right. Exactly. The conditions under which Auntie extracts our labor is, unacceptable. They're egregious, even.
They work 20-hour shifts, which require stims to endure that are charged at a premium. Adrena time is actually cheaper on the undisputed claim than it is here. And if that inhuman brutality isn't enough to offend basic decency, they're also barred from using the restroom throughout the business day. Their 20-hour business day. It is an unconscionable condition to keep these workers in. I can't imagine how hard it is for them to coordinate their daily duties.
How hard it is for them? You don't work here, do you?
No, I'm just a fellow underling suffering the corporate grind who saw the plight of these poor folk and...
That's right. Leo has been an absolute
corporate agitator.
Without him, we would still be toiling
under the yoke of oppressive undervaluation due to monstrous mismanagement.
Right, that.
And what's in it for you, Leo?
Me? Why, my only motivation is...
Now hold it right there. We aren't here to talk about Leo. We're here to talk about what it's going to take to make us get back to work, right?
That's right. And what is it going to take?
Our shifts need to be reduced to 12 hours a day. 4 hours of personal time ain't even enough to rest, much less get any actual living done. Second, if we gotta work those long hours, we want free Adrena time. Bad enough it's making everything taste like we're gnawing nickel pads. Having to pay for the pleasure's too far. Finally, we want all-day bathroom access. Expecting us to fit our necessities into the same 4 hours is just mean. Plus, between us, most folk ain't, if you get my meaning.
Okay, well, that all seems reasonable. I'll take it to the overseer.
Thank you for your trying. I don't know if we'll get it all, but every bit you add makes some part of our lives a whole lot easier.
Alright, Leo Gray. But the fact that he's flagging as Space's choice rather than Auntie's choice makes me think that there is something else going on here. So let's find a data terminal. Better yet, excuse me, twinned air-cooled machine gun and a pile of cash. Right, I may have just stolen my quest reward. Bits. Because Auntie's choice was formed by a rather hostile merger between Auntie Cleo's and Space's choice. So why is this guy showing as Space's choice? He shouldn't... There shouldn't be anyone still answering to that tag. Oh, never mind. Those jump jets are worthless. Yoink. 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 We are missing something important here. Don't see it though. Okay, back in we go. Could probably just blackmail her into giving everything over.
Welcome back, Ameliorator. Did you make contact with workers? Do they understand that this stoppage is madness? Are they ready to return?
I think we can get them back to work.
So, what are these ingrate alley sprats willing to settle for? Golden privies and gilded sheets? To be spoon-fed crunch whenever their tummies rumble? 8-hour work days?
Actually, they want 12.
12-hour? Are they mad? What are they gonna do with the other half of the day? Lounge around the facility consuming air and water and power without compensating the company? I am, frankly, Disappointed you would even bring me such a preposterous demand. You should have nipped this offensive arrogance in the bud.
Right. Offer 18. Give them a win and the higher morale will make up for a few lost hours.
I suppose that's true. It wouldn't take much to put enough pep in their proverbial step to make up for 2 lost hours. Their overall productivity might even improve. That would translate into more profit for the plant, which means larger bonuses from me, which should be more than enough to make up for the drop in hourly production. All right, you've convinced me. What else do they want?
Right. They want the Adrena time to be free.
Free? Free? Nothing inside of Auntie's Choice is free. Law, nothing in life is free. Everything has a cost. Everything. Materials, labor, time, distribution, forced scarcity. Giving something away for free is akin to ignoring the cost of its creation, which is one small step from the system completely breaking down and plunging us all into anarchy.
It also breaks when your personal greed interferes with Auntie's bottom line, Overseer.
What in the void are you talking about? My greed is certainly doing no such thing.
Your individual greed is the reason this strike is happening.
What? No, I would never. That's slander and or libel. And you can't prove a thing.
I have the files to prove it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not get too hasty here. What do you want from me?
Okay. The workers get the Adrena time for free and I get a fistful of bits. Tempting is to go for blackmail. Give the workers the Adrena time for free.
All right. Though I don't know why you'd waste this capital leverage on benefits for strangers. But I suppose you've got your reasons. Is there more they ask?
Keep the bathrooms unlocked.
They want to relieve themselves on company time? I've never heard something so preposterous. Can you imagine how many bits that loss of productivity will cost us? What if they lounge? What if they take time to relax? What if they retreat to indulge their baser urges? Auntie would be paying for all manner of unprofitable shenanigans.
Yes, and you are greatly overestimating the as it's shared by dozens.
Oh my. You're probably right. It's been so long since I've shared a facility, I've forgotten how unpleasant. I trust your insight and will leave it unlocked from now on. What more do they want?
That's everything.
Very good. Ha! I was going to say very good, but that would be downright farcical. There is nothing good about this situation. Please, just resolve it as quickly as possible.
Right. Well, okay, we got them to 18-hour days. We can maybe push her to 12. Right.
Hello again. Do you have news for us about the negotiations?
Right, you've got your bathroom access.
That's as fine a place to start as any. What did that tyrant have to say for herself? Is she willing to see reason?
Yep.
Well, I can't begin to tell you what a relief that is.
Oh, yeah.
By which I mean, that's great news.
Yep.
It'll be such a load off.
Yep.
A most promising development. How go the other hurdles of the negotiation?
You've got your free Adrena time.
Free? Really? Why, I'd surely have lost that bet. I figured we'd ask for free and settle for wholesale. You're a miracle worker.
No, just very good at blackmail. Working hours.
Excellent. What progress have you made?
I managed to haggle her down to 18.
Well, that certainly is disappointing. But I suppose we'll manage. An extra 2 hours off a day will make life a little easier, at least. Well, you have done exceptionally well by us, my new friend. With these new conditions, we'll return to work with vigor rather than dread. Thank you.
Damn! I really felt like I was close to signing all of you, and I needed that recruitment bonus. I don't know how I'm going to afford my hair cream now.
Thought he was on the job.
And he won't always have you working her angles for her. And her usual agents don't stand a chance against me.
Next time? Against you? What in law's name are you saying? Sometimes you talk so odd it don't sound like you're Auntie's choice at all.
He isn't.
Yeah. I was starting to have
He's
the
Space's
same thought.
choice.
It don't matter. All that matters is my working conditions have just improved mightily. Thanks to you, stranger. Now, if you'll excuse us, we're gonna get back to work.
I suppose that passes for a happy ending among these corporatists. Excellent work, dear.
Yes. Alright, back to Griggs. Let's go give her the good news. Hey, everybody.
The workers have returned and production has resumed. Wonderful work, our disruption ameliorator. I do wish it had gone more smoothly, but I understand you did what you must. I have already informed the Home Office, and with it, put in an extra sprinkling of mild praise directly with Auntie. She will, no doubt, be excited to learn of my approval. You may tell the executives that dispatched you that you have done an adequate job. Under my keen supervision, of course.
Of course. Hey, excuse me, I'm just going to, don't worry, I'm just going to shut this door for a second, and then we're going to, yoink. Yoink. After all, it's not like she needed it. It was all probably illicit profit anyway. Okay, job done. Back to the Auntie's Choice flagship, and we are good to go. Although I don't know what's going on with that labour agitator. Oh well, not my problem. To the incognito. Let's go get vaguely paid. Also, possibly inform them that she's a blithering idiot and things were complicated on that planet. Oh, hey, Tristan.
Commander, I have news. I finally heard back from Virgil.
Okay.
His message was suitably vague. I suspect he fears the consul's eyes scanning his message, but I believe it to refer to the Arbiter training facility located on Paradise Island.
Any idea why you choose to meet there?
Parts of the location can only be accessed by Arbiters.
Aha.
I did so to avoid the consul's spies. There's a certain hominess to it, inasmuch as we have any particular home. Bringing our findings to Virgil will hopefully allow us to deduce something from all that we found. I only hope it dispels some of the muddiness we've encountered so far. Further complications would be most disagreeable.
Yep, won't argue that one. Alright, so we need to head back to Paradise Island to meet up with Virgil. For the moment, though, let's go talk to Auntie and co. Yoink. Map. And region and head office tower. No, wait, no, we need to go round, don't we?
Artificial means at Auntie's choice.
Hey, Gertie.
Welcome back. We understand you've been a very busy little manty wasp. Well, out with it.
Yes, time is bits. Tell us how it went.
Alright, it went well. I negotiated a resolution. The workers are back in factory.
A satisfactory effort, my ameliorator. I had hopes your talents would yield a result a mite more in our favor, but good work overall.
Yeah. Arrangement fair to all parties. They work, you earn, I get paid.
Well, I suppose I can't argue with the truth of that.
Anything else you'd like to report?
No, that's all. What's my next assignment?
Your performance at that facility went exceedingly well, all things considered. And it was an ideal first step in affecting my monopolistic mercantile methodology plan.
There you go again, pinning your career to that flim-flam mathematical malarkey. What do a bunch of eggheads know about marketing? Marketing isn't some rigmarole you can plug into a computronic doodad. It's instinct, intuition, know-how. It's a fucking art.
It is that. Right, what's this plan you mentioned?
It is an intricately crafted, multi-phase marketing initiative that will introduce Auntie's Choice to the rest of the galaxy and establish the foothold of our pending monopoly. It requires a series of daring, almost impossibly savvy, perfectly timed, and flawlessly executed stratagems to create optimal market positioning.
In other words, too many moving parts.
Calculatory claptrap from a bunch of over-educated know-nothings who are so smart they're stupid. Go ahead. Tell them who devised it.
With pleasure! The archive on Cloister analyzed millions of variables with bazillions of permutations to create an idealized path for total competitive domination.
You don't trust the Moonside supercomputer to design marketing?
Some oversized computronical doohickey, mapping out key corporate strategery, just all as you please, based on what? Bunch of numbers.
Yep.
We're Auntie's Choice. We know what motivates people better than they do. Real marketing is gut-driven. It's not something you think about, it's something you feel. Or that is, convince someone to feel.
Same difference. Can you tell me what to do next?
Yes, suppose we should move on. Ursula, will you do the honors?
I'm the head of our proprietary insight acquisition division. Stealing our rivals' trade secrets? That's our bread and butter. We can sometimes lack a certain subtlety, though. The Protectorate have a process called mental refreshment. Some kind of mind manipulation business. There's a facility for it on Praetor.
Yep.
Auntie wants details on their methodology, pharmacology, and technology. This archive plan says it's important? Fine. Auntie and I agree. It presents possibilities.
Actually, I've already retrieved all of that.
Oh, do tell. I hope you gathered supplemental materials and recruited the scientist as well.
Everything's taken care of, but I never met the head refresher.
Really? Thought you had more drive, but suppose that's fine.
I, for one, care little for the completion of stretch goals. You managed to avoid being mentally refreshed.
Mostly.
That demonstrates considerable pluck and fortitude.
Now, I assume you won't mind we have a few questions about the process. Our people will extract details about the pharmacology and methodology, and that will all no doubt prove useful, but we're most interested in the technology and its results.
It was designed to increase tractability, stifled undue agitation and inclination.
Can't say I like the sound of that. Seems like they'd be difficult to market to.
Oh yeah, that was the point.
Unfortunate. Those without desire or drive make terrible customers. They could barely even be considered consumers at all.
What else can you tell us about the place? Turn up any additional details?
Right.
Anything especially marketable?
Internal documents just show the laser adversely affects patients more often than they let on.
But still, they keep on marketing it as virtually foolproof, don't they? So much for their vaunted moral high ground. And so much for us exploiting that piece of technology.
Yeah, that's a real shame, isn't it?
Oh, good to know, good to know.
Right, and that's all I found.
Excellent. Well, here's your reward, along with something extra for your effort.
Hey, thank
The
you.
lead scientist. Converting him would have earned you an above-average payout. All right, for your next assignment, well, it's something of an organizational priority.
Congratulations! Your storied success has earned you a whole entire minute with our illustrious leader, Auntie Cleo!
Ah, thank you.
So your preliminary chores are complete. Oh, finally, a contractor with a little backbone. Normally they flee or expire, leaving the work woefully incomplete.
Hi.
I remember you from before. Fairfield, yes?
Yep.
Tell me, as an outside agent, do you have any quandaries working with our organization?
Your take on corporatism has more pros than its forebears.
It's true, the old corporations cared little for the individual, whereas I'd like to see each and every one of our employees rise from the refuse heap, like I did. Do hope you'll forgive these two. They're competing for a rather significant promotion, you see. It tends to make employees fractious, like young ursopods cooped up in the den. So, you've been advancing a fairly radical idea with a group that, to date, we've considered our rivals. Certain communications have even been exchanged between our ship and the Order's headquarters. You've spoken to the delegates, yes?
Well, Gertie expressed a desire to resume negotiations. I think you should.
A cessation of hostilities could present any number of potentially profitable options, assuming we could work out favorable terms.
Would it be possible for you two to meet face to face?
Oh, my security team would never allow it. But a call like this over a secure line should be an acceptable alternative. Of course, Ruth would also need to agree. Perhaps if you were to perform a few useful errands for the Order, you might earn a meeting with her to propose the same.
Sounds like a plan.
Have Ruth reach out when she's ready to talk, and I'll set up a call on a secure line next door.
Okay, so we have success. And a couple of, frankly, rather useless execs, but that's besides the point. So, the mental modulators are dealt with. That's what those were for. Mystery solved.
You can't do both. Feeling motivated?
Alright.
Now, step up to the line of scrummage and let's bludgeon the competition. See you at center field.
Right, skill points. 3 to spend. Let's see, let's go with medical observation and guns wouldn't hurt. Right, apply all of those. Companions, I see this needs a boost. Inhaler charge, crew biomass crafting, okay, inhaler charge, and lethal graft, medical graft. Medical graft, I think. Potency of biomass. Right, let's go with that. Sorted. Okay, so we still need to talk Auntie's choice into working, which means we need to sort out with the orders. But you head to Laplace's garden. I have no idea what that even is. Walking on eggshells, recavit light towers, last voyage of the free market. Right, we need, yeah. Let's get back to Paradise Island. Yink. Pick up on Tristan's side of things. Okay, where is the Arbiter training camp? That's a very good point. Where is the Arbiter? Oh, right, it's just there. Okay, southeast from the Excogitation Chapel then. Yoink. Corporate troops, corporate troops. Ah, hidden mountain fastness. Well, sort of hidden. It's more that I just wasn't really paying attention. Alright, let's sneak in. Barbed wire, nil else of note. Okay. Front door. Go.
I hope we aren't too late.
Yeah, this could be problematic. Where is Virgil? That's actually a very valid point. Where is Virgil? N-ray scan. Go. This reads like a trap. Yoink. Yoink. Little bit of welding. Crank that to power, and hopefully some whacked out turrets.
If Virgil's not about, he's like to be in the training grounds steps. There's a lift that will take us lower, located behind the door next to those stairs.
Aha. Yeah, this isn't a trap at all, is it? Well, there's the lift. Let's check the rest of this place first. I mean, we've rigged the turrets. No harm in having another bit of a stoosh round. Okay, we've got soda, bits. Dignity. Oh, another pitch. Oh, what's this? No passing notes. Remember, an arbiter's respectful, attentive arbiter, Neb's protector embodied. Besides, he appears to be doing his best, and the best at all times is expected of an arbiter. Grenade bandolier, not really useful, but I'll take the extra ammo. I assume everyone else is just waiting for the ambush. Alright. Nil of note thus far. Obviously we had the rigged turrets, but why we would need to rig the turrets, well... Okay, target yard. Okay, looks like the only thing to do is to pop this door to the lift and see what goes wrong. So far, so good. Okay. Gangdoon. Okay, sweep with N-rays. Looks clear. Hello, Virgil. Why is he behind bulletproof glass? This is not going to be home to Mr. Subtle, is it? Hey, Virgil. Oh, right. I stand corrected. We will come up just as soon as we've looted your facility dry. I have a feeling that we may need to exit at high speed and there will not be an opportunity for this later on. Back in the dormitory and... yoink. Verge, hi.
Virgil! Oh, Thank the architect I found you intact. We visited the Supreme Arbiter's office in Central Control and found something impossible.
Impossible? Why is it impossible? So that you may claim ignorance as to the truth of what you've uncovered?
Sounds like you know something we don't.
Fine. If you're still so thick-skulled, Tristan, then I can see I've no choice but to confess. Hold. Do you hear movement?
Attention, Arbiter Virgil Montag. Under the jurisdiction of the Council, we stand to bring you low. Do not resist.
Damnation. I knew the Sentinels were looking for me, but I did not expect they would come to this place.
Well,
we have no choice but to fight. I can operate our turrets from this location, but you must engage the Sentinels head-on to prevent our being overwhelmed. Go now.
Okay.
Montag, lay down your arms. Surrender and die.
That's not much of an offer. Shield up. Good news, they're all dead.
Those fools were but an expeditionary force. I've no doubt the bulk of their number remains on the surface. I shall take an alternate path to prepare a surprise for our would-be assailants. Then I shall flank them as you engage them.
Hold. You were beginning to say something before we were ambushed. I would care to hear it.
We cannot have this conversation until you're safe. Engage those on the surface and I shall join you. Go now.
Right. Tristan?
Those fools. Protectorate subjects should know better than to attack a Protectorate Arbiter. I had no choice but to judge them as traitors to the Protectorate. Why would they simply open fire? Why wouldn't they attempt to conversate?
Because they thought you were the traitor.
Then they should have reported me to their superiors rather than attempting to exact justice themselves. I shall continue to answer slights of this nature through violence. But hopefully, I shall not need to do this more than a few times.
Right. Loot. Loot. Loot, loot, loot. More loot. And then I suppose we better go have a fight. Going up. Oh, ain't there just a load of you guys? 5.
That seems...
Right. Well, Tristan got himself killed. And the turrets worked for us.
Virgil, enough! Our being at odds with the Consul is one thing, but that was a small army! What have you done?
You already know whether you're willing to admit it or not. If you sincerely have a need for me to spell it out before you'll face the truth, very well then. Tristan, you stand before the murderer of the Supreme Arbiter.
I don't believe this. The Consul must have captured you and sent you to mental refreshment. It's the only...
Open your eyes, Rao. Those Sentinels were here with due cause. The elimination of a murderer. The Supreme Arbiter was planning to send a message in her final moments, pledging allegiance to the Consul. Who do you think bore witness to those final moments?
Actually, the message was unsent when we found it.
Had I not been so overcome with emotion, I would have been thorough enough to delete that. It matters no longer.
No. You lied to me?
I had to. I knew that if you learned what had transpired, why I did what I did, it would destroy you.
Would it? Or were you just trying to save yourself from my wrath?
Alright, you've got one chance to explain yourself.
With the demands this war has made on us all, I've not seen our mentor for some time. My visit was meant to be a surprise. Unfortunately, it was. I overheard her decision to align herself with the Consul before she realized I was there. This admission, I had no choice but to act.
But there was a choice. Why didn't you come to me? Together we could have come up with something. Some other course of action.
Because I didn't want you to know. I never wanted you to learn the truth because I feared you'd lose your faith.
Okay. You were trying to keep Tristan off the tread. Did you know about the collating post?
No. Sentinel Peralt's remarks were the first I'd heard of any secret room. I feared what you might learn there, so I scrambled to find an agent who might locate the room before you. I only had one contact who I knew may be able to do the job. Obviously, he did not succeed. I was pleased to learn that my decision did not result in his death, at the very least.
And the Junior Arbiter?
That is news to me. A Junior Arbiter judging Tristan. I can't imagine you let that stand.
Killing one of Arcadia's future arbiters over a singular breach of rank would have been most tragic. But this is not the matter we're here to discuss.
Seems like it would be tough to stay loyal.
How dare you? I would have rather done anything else. But the explicit reason that I had to act was out of my loyalty. The Supreme Arbiter did more than mentor us. She all but raised us as her own. There was not a step we took that she did not watch. A fact we know that she did not teach. And I killed her. As a traitor.
You don't sound resolute, you sound guilty.
Damn you. Damn you 1,000 times. How can I not bear remorse for the slaying of one I considered my own kin? No matter what I do, I find myself reliving that moment whenever I close my eyes. Her sin was unforgivable to the Protectorate, but
Let him finish.
The Supreme Arbiter taught me that the Protectorate is the only family any of us would ever need. Yet, I have found little comfort within it since her passing.
I cannot believe what I am hearing. You know that I have to judge you. There's no other choice available to me.
Okay, try to calm down.
You're right. You're right. I can't let emotion get the better of me. This is not the first time we've encountered the paradoxical nature of Protectorate law. Each time we did, you convinced me to stay my hand, and I do not regret those I spared. Our prior conclusions inform my present feelings. I theoretically understand what Virgil did, for there was no proper decision he could make. But I cannot view this objectively. Virgil killed our mentor. It's madness. I cannot simply let that stand. Can I?
Your only other option is shooting him in the head, and it wouldn't bring the mentor back.
You mistake my aim for one of vengeance. I still care deeply for Virgil. I do not blame him. But I must do what is just.
So let me ask you this. What would you have done in Virgil's shoes?
I don't know. He was right when he said the Consul would simply manipulate High Command. But the law is clear on this. It is explicitly illegal for an inferior to execute their superior. The issue must be accelerated to a higher authority. But is addressing traitorism not the utmost priority of any arbiter? Is not the betrayal of everything we stand for more significant than a breach of protocol?
Okay, is there anything else you could have done? Any alternative?
No. And even if there was, maybe this was right. We must think for ourselves if Arcadia is to survive. I cannot bring myself to execute my sworn brother.
That's good. I wasn't fancying a fight with another Arbiter.
Oh, it would doubtless have been bloody. I cannot be certain who would have prevailed. I know not what to make of the Supreme Arbiter's betrayal. I'll have to ruminate on it for some time. But that aside, I forgive you, Virgil. You are spared.
Wise choice. You'll sleep better tonight, I swear. And every other, forevermore.
Would that I could forgive myself. I shall have to live with what I have done in the name of the Protectorate.
Well, you've come this far already. Maybe you should just defect? That could easily have been you.
Virgil, you should take comfort in doing what was right. The Supreme Arbiter was a traitor. I believe her execution was just. And you should as well.
Just in the eyes of the Protectorate. But we've forever lost our mentor, our friend. And, I might add, if the Protectorate had its way, you or I would presently lie dead as well. How can I see the morality in a system that demands brothers, guardians, friends kill one another in its name?
Tough to realise you've been part of its dictatorship. Tougher still to leave it.
I know I should return your words vehemently. But today's revelations make it nigh impossible to know what to think.
1,000 words of thanks for meeting me here, Tristan. I know not what the future holds for us, but for the time being I must make myself scarce. Though, before I go, a parting word. May Tristan make use of it better than I.
Go with the Sovereign's blessing, brother. And be careful. If you survive today only to be brought low by an agent of the Consul at a later point, I shall be most annoyed.
Alright, so...
Commander,
debrief.
this has all been draining. I need time to process what we've learned today.
I'll bet.
What I've done. Later, I hope we might discuss it.
I suspect I'll probably just end up persuading you to defect. Yoink. Well, it's not like this looks like I'm going to need it anymore. Boink. 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 And boink. Alright, loot done. Virgil run off somewhere. I doubt we'll see him again. Alright, let's head back to the ship. Can't fast travel. Okay, we'll have to leave the facility, I think. No harm in hoovering up the rest of the ammo. Now, can we get out of here? Perfect. Alright, what's done is done. Okay, fast travel to the incognito. Let's debrief with Virgil, and at some point I need to get back to Praetor and actually steal the Rift device that I went there in the first place to get. Alright, chatty time.
Commander, I've had some time to process what transpired with Virgil.
And?
Despite the manner of what Virgil has done, I cannot help but be glad I did not need to slay him. I can only hope he does not run afoul of further sentinels. I still have much doubt about my path, but I don't believe Protectorate law is as ironclad as I once thought.
Why not?
Having good intentions does not spare you. Doing what you think is right does not spare you. This cannot be justice. Yet what can I do? More than 100 years of Protectorate society cannot be changed by a lone body. Can it?
All you can do is... well, actually, every revolution begins with one person.
But how? I see. I must follow my own path, my own sense of right and wrong. I can only hope it has been cultivated properly. I shall remain with the Protectorate, interpreting its laws through a moral instead of a punitive lens. Innocent until proven guilty is a novel concept, but it is worth a try.
Hey everybody, Arbiter Rau's not an ass anymore. I'm impressed, not a lot of protector service. Let's go with option 4.
Words are not worth the air propelling them. Let me make good on them first. Then you may be impressed. When we began traveling together, I was not sure what to make of you. But your input throughout our time together has been invaluable. I deeply appreciate your hand in this investigation, Commander, and in entertaining my incertitude. Let us move forth to free Arcadia from injustice.
Hooray! Alright, we are settled up with Tristan. Also, skill points. So, let's see, no real choices here. 1 into hacking, 1 into engineering, and 1 into sneak. And, oh, back. Apply those changes. Perks. What have I got available? Sharpshooter, armorer. Increase range bonus with guns. That might be worth going for. Yeah, I think that's... Deal increasing damage. +2 damage per shot. Hail of lead. Alright, let's go with through the keyhole. Extra range is always good. Okay, so check the journal. Let's see what we need to tackle. Let's see, Aza, we need to meet on Cloister. Ortiz, we need to find the lab on Cloister. Most of the rest is mildly interesting. I suppose it's time to go break into the Interstitial Reconfiguration Center. How bad could it be, really? Well, we're gonna find out next time. To Praetor, and that is where I am going to leave things for the time being. Thank you one and all, ladies and gentlemen, and until next time, farewell.